Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the idea of creating equations, linear equations, from a set of points. So if you were just given 2 points, how would you create that equation? Okay, so go ahead and follow along with your notes. There are multiple different methods to creating linear equations from a set of points. One way to do this is by plotting the coordinates, drawing a line through the points, and finally determining the slope and y-intercept. So if you remember from our past few lessons, recall in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b is our form, and the m stands for the slope, and the b stands for the y-intercept. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into some examples. So if we're looking at this first example, it says create an equation for a line that passes through 4, 5 and 8, 3. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is plot 4, 5. So that means I'm going to go to the right 4 spaces on the x-axis. So right 4 and then up 5. So that's this point right here, 4, 5. And then I'm going to go and plot 8, 3. So that's to the right 8 spaces and up 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. So that's 8, 3. Now there are a few different ways that I can actually find the slope between these points. So one way that I can do this is make a table, 4, 5, and 8, 3. And 5 to get to 3, that's subtracting 2, and 4 to get to 8, that's adding 4. So negative 2 over 4 can simplify to negative 1/2, and that's my slope. That's one way that I could do that. Another way that I could do this is that I could look on the graph, could go from this point to this point. So this would be going down 2 spaces and to the right 4 spaces. And again, I put my change in y over my change in x, so I end up with negative 1/2. Look familiar? It should look familiar from when we did it over here with the table. Okay, so now I can actually start to fill out my equation. So y equals negative 1/2 x. That's my slope. So now I just need to find the y-intercept of this line. So to be able to do this, I actually need to extend this line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same slope triangle. So I'm going to use the same pattern of having 4 for the change in the x and 2 for the change in the y. And then that actually lets me create this other point, and I can create a straight line through all 3 of these points. Now if you were to check this, we went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our y-intercept is 0, 7. So our equation is going to be y equals negative 1/2 x plus 7. This was our slope. This was our y-intercept. Okay, let's move on to the next example. So we're going to follow the same process. We're going to create an equation for a line that passes through 1, 2 and negative 2, negative 4. So 1, 2, that's to the right 1 space and up 2 spaces. Negative 2, negative 4, that's to the left 2 and down 4 spaces. So again, I can do 2 different methods to find my slope. I can either use a table, 1, 2, negative 2, negative 4. That's subtracting 6. This is subtracting 3. Negative 6 divided by negative 3 is a positive 2. That's my slope. That's one way that I could do it. Or I could actually use these lattice points to find the slope. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's up 6 and then 1, 2, 3 to the right 3. So that's 6 over 3, which also gives me a positive 2 slope. Okay, so now I can start to fill out my equation, which is y equals 2x. Now I just need to find my y-intercept. So you have a few different options here. You can just try drawing a straight line through these, just like so, and find the y-intercept and hope that you graphed it correctly, or you can actually use the same pattern. So if I know it's 2, if I know the slope is 2, then I can make that 2 over 1. So let's actually do that in red so you guys can see that separately. So I could say it's up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, and I would still end up with the same line. So that being said, I know that the y-intercept is right here at the origin. So the y-intercept is at 0, 0. If I wanted to, I could write plus 0, but really y equals 2x is sufficient. Okay, let's move forward. And here's the last example. If you were to create an equation for a line that passes through 3, -1, and 1, 5, I'm going to follow that same process and plot both of these points. So that's to the right 3, down 1, to the right 1, and up 5. That's 1, 5. This is 3, -1. So I'm going to use these lattice points to find the slope. I'm going to use 3, -1, and 1, 5. So this is adding 6, and this is subtracting 2. So positive 6 divided by -2 is -3. So this right here is my slope. Other way to find that is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's -6 to the right 2. Plus 2, -6 divided by positive 2 is also a -3. That's my slope. So I can start to fill out my equation. Y equals -3x. And now I just need to find my y-intercept. So I know that this is the same as -3 over 1. So I'm going to follow that pattern. So this is down 3 to the right 1, down 3 to the right 1. And I actually want to get back to the y-axis. So I'm going to go left 1 and up 3 to find my other point right here. So I can draw my straight line, and this right here becomes my y-intercept, which is 0, positive 8. So it'll be -3x plus 8. Y equals -3x plus 8 is my equation. Those are all of the examples for today. Let me know if you have any questions.